everybody, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be centering around how you can read 10 books in 21 days. Or at least how I hope I can read 10 books in 21 days. Let's break it down. So I have not been reading as much as I used to, and I want to change that. Way back when I made a video about how to get over a reading slump, and I told myself and told you guys, you don't want to force it. Let yourself take time to get back into reading and crave it and want it once more as you used to. Well, I tried doing that, and it's been 3 years since I avidly read books. And I loved reading nonstop back in the day when I was in high school and a freshman in college. And I left college, entered the adult realm of the world where you have responsibilities like taxes and finances. And then I kind of ended up turning towards TV or YouTube or some other mindless thing and watching that. Or doing that instead of jumping into a world that is not my own, out of this reality and into somebody else's. You know, just living the life of another person, which is what I have always loved to do and was the most welcome escape during the darkest of times in my life. So what happened? Well, like I said, adulting happened, but you know what I'm gonna be doing for the next 3 weeks? Reading a ton of books and forcing myself to do it. And here is how I'm gonna do that task. So let's jump into some analytical data. So if you don't know, I'm obsessed with analytics. I love digging into data and figuring out what works and what doesn't. So let's jump into screen time on your cell phone. Only iPhone users have this, so I'm sorry any Android or Samsung or whatever the heck is out there devices. Conveniently, screen time tells you how much time you spend. Holy sh! It's only 1 o'clock in the evening and I've already been on my phone for 3.5 hours. Oh my lord, and I'm not even halfway through what I usually spend on my phone, which is 10 hours a day on average. I want to throw up 1 second. Although, yes, a lot of my job and a lot of the things that I do for my job, I do on my cell phone. Not all of it needs to be done on a cell phone, but I tend to gravitate towards my phone rather than a computer. I should really change that. Let's say that you're asleep 10 hours a day, because I don't like to do hard math, and if I say I'm asleep 8 hours a day, which is more of the truth, it'll lead to this equation going a little bit bonkers. And let's be honest, I'm not good at math. Let's say that I'm asleep 10 hours a day, and then I'm on my phone 10 hours a day. That leaves me 4 hours not doing anything, or doing stuff that doesn't include my cell phone. Yikes, that's really sad. So I want to cut into my screen time, which is 10 hours a day, and force myself to read during those supplemented hours. So I'm gonna give myself 1 hour a day. That will then lead to more hours, but let's turn off low, guys. We're not about, you know, doing 5 hours of reading a day. And I'm gonna make that my designated reading time, which is wonderful because then I probably will want to read longer than that hour. And the hour could be, you know, broken up into 2 different times throughout the day, but I want to read at least an hour a day, and I want to get through at least 3.5 books a week. Gosh, now that I'm thinking about that, that's a nope, I'm not lowering it. We're doing 10 books in 3 weeks.
Hey guys, Future Sasha here, just to pop on in and say none of that made sense, because if I only read a minimum of 1 hour a day, that only gives me like 7 hours a week to read 3 books. No, so I'm upping that reading time because a girl can't read that fast.
On average, I used to read like 2 books a week, so hopefully I read 10 books in the next 3 weeks, because then I can prove my old self, the new Sasha, is even a better reader. I think that helps is that the next 3 weeks I'm gonna be spending it abroad. As you guys know, I spend like half my time in London, so I'm gonna be in London for a week, and then I'm going to be heading up to the Edinburgh Fringe Fest in Scotland for a week, and then I'm heading off to Positano, Italy for like a straight up vacation. And so that leads me to having hopefully a lot of downtime and a relaxation time to really just fall into other worlds while I'm in an otherworldly place like Positano or Scotland. London is just like a second home to me, so is it anything special? Yes, a little bit, but Positano, Italy, and Scotland, most like 2 magical places ever. And so I'll have a lot of time just to kind of sink into books and read, and I'm so excited. But because I'm traveling so often, I'm gonna be taking my Kindle, and that's where I'm gonna be doing all my reading. And this is where we're gonna be jumping into another step into how I'm gonna be reading more books. So, Kindles. Not sponsored, by the way. They have this thing on them, and you can also get on the app that's like Kindle Unlimited, which means that you get like pretty much unlimited books. But it's only for books that are on Kindle Unlimited, and not all books are on it, but a lot of them are. And I'm gonna be strictly just reading Kindle Unlimited books for the next 3 weeks. Will it be good? Hopefully. Will it be shit? I mean, I pay $9 a month for the subscription and I never use it, so this is me trying to get my money's worth. And if I really like it, I won't cancel my subscription at the end of the month, finally. And one thing I noticed is that picking up a book and reading it physically recently has felt really daunting, and also it adds weight to my bag if I'm traveling. Not only will it enable me to read more books, these won't be physical books, but it also allows me to have fresh new books that I don't have in this house and that are of the kind of storyline and genre that I want to read currently. So let's be honest, I don't really want to read books currently that are of characters that are like 15, 16 years old, which is like a lot of young adults. I've been craving thrillers and romances recently, so I really want to read more of those. And there's not really many young adult books that are of that variety that I haven't read. As much as I used to really like romances when I was younger that were PG clean, adult Sasha wants some sex in her books, okay? I want a romance, and I want a smoldering hot romance that I don't really have on my bookshelves downstairs that I haven't read. Another thing that's just easier for me to consume is just like reading on a digital platform rather than physical platform, because I feel like reading digital books are kind of like reading fan fiction. It's just like you don't even notice how much you're reading until you're at the end of it. It's not like you're flipping the page and then you see the rest of the pages that you have left and you're like, oh my god, that's daunting. So that's another reason why I want to read on my Kindle, because I can just like fly through books on there. I always have been, even when I've been in reading slumps. But going back to the Kindle Unlimited thing. So for the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna be reading 10 Kindle Unlimited only books, because then first of all, I don't have to spend like $5 per book that I read, but also because there'll be new books that I haven't come across and probably you haven't either, so it'll make for good book recommendations in the future. And hey, support those independent authors out there because they're awesome, and I feel like they're not talked about nearly as much as they should be on BookTube. But another thing I'm going to be doing also to amplify all the books that I'm going to be reading is listening to them as an audiobook, because since I'm going to be doing a lot of time commuting, because whenever I'm in London I'm always like taking the tube and commuting from here to there, and there's never any service in the tube, let's be honest, unless you have like an EE phone, I believe, or is it O2? I'm not sure. But if you don't have a phone plan that has like tube access, you're gonna have no service. So you can't jump up on your phone when you're on the tube. So what do? Listen to audiobooks. Or if you have your Kindle on you, which I probably will have, I'll read. But going off the audiobook angle, I'm gonna listen to at least one audiobook during the next 3 weeks. And conveniently, a lot of Kindle Unlimited books are audiobooks, so that is perfect. And I have a ton of unused credits on Audible, so I want to work my way through those. And also, if you want to go and listen to audiobooks as well, I have a link down below. It's an affiliates link where you can get your first audiobook free on Audible. And I love Audible. I've been using it for the past 4 years. So if you want to get a free audiobook, do that. Sign up below. It's free, literally. So currently what's happening this week is the Reading Rush, aka Booktubeathon, and I was gonna participate in it, but then I was like, ugh, of course it falls during the week that I have to get like the most work done, and I'm doing like a ton of events, so, well, not a ton, I'm just doing one event, but it was just not the best week for me to go and participate in that. So this is my way of being like, I'm gonna be reading a lot, but not this week, but for the following weeks, and I really, really hope that I get a lot done, mainly because I want to fall back in love with one of my first loves. Before I peace out, Girl Scout, I wanted to let you guys know what books I'm going to be embarking on this journey with to start off this adventure. So the first one is The Ghostwriter by Alessandra Torre. This book I got in physical form actually 2 months ago after I finished Verity by Colleen Hoover, which was like freaking good. And thankfully The Ghostwriter is on Kindle Unlimited as well, so I was able to download it from my Kindle as an ebook. I have 3 months to write the last book of my life. 3 months to confess the details of that day and how it changed everything for me. My name is Helena Ross. I've written 15 romance novels, 10 of which have become international bestsellers. But this one isn't a romance. This one holds only the truth, which I have run away from for 4 years. The truth, which I have hidden from the police, from my family, from the world. This final book, it's my confession. So I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm going to be embarking on when I read it, but I am ready. The next one is The Inquisition by Taryn Malthrough. I have been listening to the audiobook for quite a while, and I just want to finish it because I just haven't really been listening to audiobooks. It's an amazing book, so good. But I want to finish it as one of the books that I finished during the 3 weeks that I'm going to be reading like a crazy person. Pretty much the first book which is The Novice, is about this boy named Fletcher. He can summon demons, he goes to a magical school where he learns to harness that ability. But then there's a war going on outside of the school and in the world in which he lives, and he has to fight it, along with his crew of amazing side characters. The world's very amazing. If you like Harry Potter, if you like Pokemon, if you like just a freaking good book, this book's for you. So I'm reading the second book, which is a follow-up, and I'm hyped to finish it as an audiobook. So the third book, and the last book that I've secured so far, is called Beauty and the Billionaire. So this one's a straight-up romance, unlike The Ghostwriter, which is a thriller, and The Inquisition, which is a fantasy. Ruthless bastard white knight, but I just call him boss. Thomas Goldstone, a man of billion-dollar deals in custom-tailored suits. He demands more than your best. He's scary, driven, haunted by inner demons that have taken him to the brink. But beneath the arrogant, controlling facade lies a heart of gold, as it always does in these books. But I'm trash for that. Like, so trash. Like, put me in the freaking garbage disposal. But I'm me, a pink-haired, anime-loving, data-crunching geek with an office in the basement of Goldstone headquarters. My chances with the big boss, statistically insignificant. But his burning gaze and clenched jaws say otherwise, though. Gives me hope and ignites a flame so hot my glasses fog up. I shouldn't mix business with pleasure. Shouldn't tempt the beast upstairs. Or the beast inside his pants. Shouldn't keep wondering, do fairy tales really come true? So yeah, that's another book I'll be reading. I'm excited. So yes, people. And I hope this method of madness also works for you. I'm so excited to try this out, and I'll be filming updates along the journey. But if you want to stay updated in live time, follow me on Instagram. I'll be updating all you guys there at Sasha Alsberg. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's do this thing. Bye!